Welcome everybody to another Create Your New Life. I am your host, broker, CEO, Michael G. Davis. And we are excited to be here the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Welcome. Very excited to be here. So we are going to have a great time today. Great topic. To take you into the holidays as we continue our conversation around the psychology of real estate. Yes. So very excited about that. All right, so got some people on today. Again, you guys know that at any point you can unmute yourselves, have a conversation. I know we're using a different platform today because having some complications with Easy Talk, so we're on Zoom. Which you all may find a little bit more comfortable kind of working through the kinks. But again, you guys can unmute yourself. If you have questions, you have comments that you want to chime in, then feel free. We can get those questions answered, get everything chimed in. For those that may be checking us out on our YouTube channel, or maybe you are somebody text this information to you, and we want to say thank you for checking us out, for coming in with us today, seeing what we have to talk about today on our Create Your New Life, which serves as our weekly business meeting. We talk a little bit about what's going on in the company, and then we have a topic that we discuss that we feel is good for realtors to take advantage of and utilize to help move them through their business. So we definitely want to say thank you for coming in and checking us out today. Also, I already kind of told you guys about it. At any point, you all can stop that are on if you have questions, anything like that. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen, and boom, we're going to go from there. I always start for you all who are frequent visitors of our Create Your New Life, and you know that we always start with the social media platforms that we are on. It's a great opportunity for us to stay connected. We actually just added another one, which is now our Facebook group, because we wanted to make it, we do our best to make sure that you all are notified whenever we have stuff going on. So, I was speaking with one of our affiliates today, and, she was thankful for the reminder text that we've started sending out. So through the group me, through the reminder text, now with our Facebook group, you'll be able to get notified, especially when we go live on our masterminds. We just do our best to make it convenient. So again, if you're not a member of Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, you are able to get in our group as well. So you'll be notified on some of the stuff that we have coming up too. So we are on Facebook. It's called Brooks & Davis Family. But our YouTube channel is a great way to get exposure to who we are as a company. We have great videos. We post about 2 to 3 videos per week on our YouTube channel, as well as on our Facebook page. We're 2 to 3 times on our Facebook page as well. So if you subscribe to our channel, you'll get notified when we have new content coming out. If you subscribe to our Facebook page, you'll get notified when we have new content coming out on those as well. And our Facebook page, we have upcoming things. We're going to talk about some events that we have coming up. We post those on our Facebook page as well, so you'll be able to see those too. And then I'm on all the other ones, right? LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, personal page. So it's a great way. Social media is a great platform to be engaged with. So find me. Again, here's this link. If you're not a member of Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm and something really speaks to you and you want to learn more, or maybe a program that we're offering, you want to learn more about our company, then make sure you go to this link, schedule an appointment. It can be online or in person, where we do a company introduction, and you can learn more about what we have going on as an organization. All right, and then another thing that we offer with our Create Your New Lives is an hour of CE credit. So when it's time to renew your license, the one thing that Brooks & Davis agents don't have to worry about is their elective credit, because this class right here serves as an hour of CE credit, and it gives them an opportunity multiple times throughout the year for them to be able to get that hour of CE credit. The biggest thing is I just have to see your face the whole time, and you got to stay on the whole time. But with that being said, it's easy as pie to be able to take advantage of the CE credit that we offer here as well. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump into, what we're going to be talking about today. We're still in our psychology of realtor psychology, dealing with our psychological success iceberg. And today we made it above the water, right? We dealt with all the stuff under the water, and we're going to be talking about consistency. Today's title is Making Consistency Key, and we're going to talk about how consistent work in the right ways, how they can lead to success and bring on greatness. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to see some techniques that you can utilize and these are techniques that I actually do to this day that can really help you protect your consistency as you go throughout your day. So we're going to look at that. We're also going to talk about Brooks and Davis's biggest mountain to climb. Also how our realtors can receive elective CE credit every week of the year, as well as in other trainings. And then we have an upcoming event that is great for a person currently pursuing, just has a desire for a career in real estate and has questions. So we have that coming up as well. So it's going to be a jam-packed show. We're excited about it, and we're going to jump into it. All right, so the quote for today comes from Christine Kane, who is a motivational speaker. And her quote says, consistent action creates consistent results. And I think that's a great quote, because the reality is that a lot of times we sit back and there are certain results that we want to realize, but we don't quite understand that for us to be able to realize those results, the kind of activities and the kind of actions that we take have to be consistent. And a lot of times we don't understand how the emotional, the mental aspect of things, how it affects our feelings, how our feelings affect our actions. We don't understand how all of that stuff intertwines, and we wonder why we're not getting the results that we want, because we're not paying attention to the things that matter. So for you even to get that consistency in your actions, you first got to get that consistency in how you feel. You got to get that consistency in what you think, and you got to get that consistency in what you focus on, because all of that drives and leads up to you being able to get the kind of results that you want. Very, very key. So great quote from Christine Kane: consistent action creates consistent results. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our moment in core, right? Share my screen. So again, for you all that are regulars of the Create Your New Life, you know that we spend about 60 seconds just kind of digging into our core ideology. We want everybody to be aware of who we are as a company and as a firm. So today we're going to be looking at and then our core ideology is made up of three elements, right? So we have our core goal, which is what we're going to talk about today. We have our core mission, and then we have our 5 core values. So our core goal today is, which is the one we're going to highlight, is we want to be the #1 real estate company in the state in production and profitability. So that's what we're wanting to achieve. This is the stuff. This is the reason I get out of bed every day, and why I get out of bed pumped every day, because this is the stuff that we're going for, that we're shooting for. But here, before we can even do that, look, we got to get out of Houston. So to be able to get out of our metroplex, the current #1 real estate brokerage is Keller Williams Realty Memorial, and they're number 45 in the U.S. in these metrics. This is based on 2020 numbers. They have 3 offices, 2,017 agents is how many they have. They did $3.59 billion in 2019. You can see they did about 13,000 transactions, 31 years in business, right? So that's Keller Williams Memorial is the current #1 brokerage firm in our metroplex. All right. And then to get out of the state, we would be going up against Keller Williams Realty Go Management. I don't necessarily know how long they've been in business, but they are currently number 10 in the United States as it relates to production. 14 offices, 4,200 agents, $9.45 billion worth of production in a 12-month period, 32,000 transactions. So the goal that we've set forth is massive, right? And I love it, right? I love it. I love the journey, striving to be able to achieve it. It gives you something to live for. And the reality is that this is our big goal, but every single one of us should have a big goal for ourselves, something that gets us juiced, something that gives us a reason to go after it every day. We should all have one. So I encourage you, find out what your goal is, man. I know, I think it's a Hennessy commercial. And I think Hennessy's mantra is "What's your rabbit?" or "Chase your rabbit." And then they'll give these stories of different people and the things that they've done. I think they showcased a chess player one time. They showcased a rapper one time. And that's what we're talking about. What's your rabbit? Like, what's the thing that you're chasing, that you're going after? And this is our rabbit, being number one in production profitability, number one company in the state in production and profitability. And it's going to be a hell of a ride trying to get there. So boom, that's our big, hairy, audacious goal, the thing we're looking to achieve. All right, so now before we get into our production, first want to give some shout outs to some people that have come on board the company. All right, Devin, appreciate you sharing that, man. Devin says he wants to start his first flip and almost finish it by the end of 2020. All right, man, great stuff, buddy. So we definitely want to celebrate. We got a new agent signed up with us, so we want to highlight her. Her name's Sean Rand. You know what? Old time friend of mine. It was funny that we had reconnected. Didn't even know that she was in real estate, but we actually went to college together. And it's great for her to be a part of the family, man. Allow her an opportunity to be a part of Brooks and Davis, and for us to help support her to the next level in her career. So welcome aboard, Sean. Very excited for you to be here with us. I also want to give a shout out to a couple of affiliates that they've been with us for a couple of weeks now, but haven't had an opportunity to formally shout them out and welcome them to the family. So Rhonda Montgomery, she's on here now. So welcome, Rhonda. You know, she's beginning her real estate journey. Actually, we've done real estate transactions. Rhonda's been our client. And now it's a great honor for her to come on board and to be a realtor for us and for us to help her get through that part of her career. So welcome aboard. Rhonda's a new affiliate, as well as Mr. Artigua White is a new affiliate, both in the process of taking their classes, and we're going to help them get to the other side of passing that exam and getting them licensed. So welcome aboard, family. Very happy for you both, well, for all three of you all to be here. Our family's constantly growing, and I love it. All right, so let's see what kind of production numbers do we have for the week. So boom. All right, looking good, man. Even the last quarter of the year, last month and a half, shutting it down, but look, we still not taking our feet off the gas, right? You know, we had gotten to that trend where we were doing, you know, 3/4 to $1 million, $750,000 to $1 million worth of production every week. And looks like that trend is still pushing. So congratulations to everyone that's added new production to the board. Shout out to Elena Smith, Lisa Vaughn, Roy Moses, and LaKendra Kaufman. Congratulations, guys, for getting some new production on the board. And again, if you're not putting production on the board, you're not putting yourself in a position to, you know, get the results that you want, right? When you all do transactions, when you all get people under contract, when you all get contracts in the pipeline, that's a win-win situation for everybody. That's the best thing for everybody. You helping people getting into houses, that's the best thing for you, because, you know, you get paid. That's the best thing for Brooks and Davis, because, you know, we get paid. But that's also the best thing for your client, right? They're getting the result that they want. It's a great thing for the market because that activity is there. It's a great thing for the other affinity groups that are a part of each transaction, like your appraisal, he gets paid. Your lender, he gets paid. The title company, he gets paid. So there's a lot of transfer of commerce when we do transactions. So get out there, let's get it done. And look, and if your name's not on the board, if you're not, you know, we're talking about $246,000 worth of commission payout up for grabs that people that on this list are going to be able to take advantage of. If your name's not up there, you're not able to get, your name's not in the pot just yet, then commit to the coaching sessions, right? We're about to launch our mentorship program. We're at the final stages of that. Right now we're in a kind of like a beta session as it relates to that, but we're about to launch that. So that'll be a whole nother layer of support for you all through our mentor program. And everybody will have a mentor. Not only will they have a coach, but they'll also have a mentor, because we're serious about getting you to the kind of results that you want to see for yourself. So that's down the pipeline. So we're here to help. So until the mentor program officially launches, I should be seeing you all every week. If your name's not on here, I should be seeing you at least once a week. We're doing coaching, so we can help get you on the board consistently. Definitely want to shout out our top three, which is Kendra Wheaton, LaKendra Kaufman, and Roy Moses. So congratulations for holding on to your spots yet another week. Hey, look, man, you people, come on, let's get on and knock these people off the top of the mountain. Y'all can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you that you can do it. All righty. So we're doing a little abridged version of the Create Your New Life today because we were having these complications with Easy Talks. So there's a timing difference between utilizing Zoom and Easy Talks. And I want to make sure that I get through the bulk of our lesson. So I'm going to skip listing showcase. I'm going to skip proprietary program for today. But I am going to discuss a couple of events that we have coming up. So again, things in the pipeline. That's another reason why I'm so super excited about going into 2021 because we got a lot of things in the cooker, and I love new stuff coming out. And I think it's going to be great elements that's going to help propel not only Brooks and Davis, but our agents and our affiliate members is going to help propel you all as well. So the first thing I want to discuss is we are considering the thought of creating a study hall. And this is for our affiliate members, those individuals that have passed. I mean, they've taken all 6 of their classes and now they're in test prep mode. Well, we want to help. We want to offer an additional layer of support to put you in the best position to where when you go in there to take that test, you pass that test. So one of the elements that we're considering is doing a study hall. Now, it may, we're considering it being a weekly thing, but we want to kind of test it out first. So on December 3rd, we're going to be doing our first study hall. It's going to be kind of like a tutorial. I remember when I was in college, one of the very first memories that I had when I was a freshman in college was I was taking calculus, and they offered tutorials, I think it was every Monday. So it was like once a week from 5 to 6, they offered tutorials. And I remember going to the tutorial for the first time to get an understanding of what to expect and things like that. So I was real big on, going to tutorials. So that's kind of what this is, giving you all an opportunity where you could come in, you could study together, because I do recall even in some of the tutorials that I went to that we would work together. The students that was in those tutorials would work together in addition to the teacher who may have been in there or the teacher's assistant. But we will work together, or the tutor, we will work together to get a greater understanding of the content. So that's the idea of what we're looking to achieve with these study halls. So the very first one, so if you have a test coming up after December 3rd, and I highly encourage you to come to the study hall. We're going to have resources. We're going to have test prep, test prep book, test prep, pre-test, flashcards. We're going to have things that you can utilize, that you can use to help you with your study techniques. We can also offer best practices as it relates to studying and preparing for the exam. So we'll have all of that here for you to, again, put you in the best position to where you'll successfully pass that exam. So that's coming up on December 3rd. Then we also have a Meet the Broker event coming up on December 17th. And again, the Meet the Broker event is great for you all to take advantage of because we have our Realtor Recruitment Rally. And if you all are not familiar with the Realtor Recruitment Rally, the short explanation is for every person that you recruit, you get paid whenever they do a transaction for the life of, as long as they're with Brooks and Davis. So these Meet the Broker events are a great place for you to tell people about, where they can come and they can learn more about Brooks and Davis. And as they learn, when they sign up, then you'll be in a position as we train them. Clearly, we're putting all this foundation in place. When we train them, then you're in a great position to get some residual income because you will get paid every time they do a transaction. So it's an additional stream of income that you will be able to realize. So both of those, that's coming up on December 17th. So spread the word, be on the lookout for them. We're gonna, put them in the Facebook group. And look, if you're not in the Facebook group, let us know. We created a Facebook group last week. The invites did go out. So if you're on Facebook, you should have got an invite for our Facebook group. If you haven't, then give us a call at the office and we'll make sure that we get it done, or put it in the chat and let me know in the chat and I'll make sure that we get you in there if you're not in the Facebook group already. All right, perfect. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our training for today. Again, realistically, we're at the tail end. We have this one, and then I'm gonna do a recap, and then we'll be done with this series, right? And you know what? What I want to do is I'm actually going to we're going to, what's the word I was looking for? I had the word this morning, and now I can't think of it. We're going to revamp. That's the word I was looking for. I'm going to revamp the way I do the Create Your New Life. So we're going to take a little bit of sabbatical, maybe for the month of December as I begin to prepare. And we're going to relaunch it in January. Come the first week of January, the Create Your New Lives. And because I want to do a different format. It's something I've been sitting with lately. It'll still be where the first part of it will go through, the typical stuff. We'll go through the moment in core. We'll go through events we have coming up, or we'll go through, welcoming people, production. So none of that stuff's going to change. On the back end, though, it's going to change. I want to get more into more of an interview you guys, hear you all stories, and use that as a platform for us to learn from, not just me giving the information, but through each one of us hearing each other's stories and finding coaching opportunities through those stories that we can learn and grow from. So that's what I'm pondering right now. And that's looks like what I would like the new format of our Create Your New Life. Not necessarily a topic, but it'll be a topic as it relates to someone's life. I want to bring that aspect into it. So that's coming. So today and our next session are going to be the last Create Your New Lives, maybe the last Create Your New Lives for 2020, and then we'll pick it back up in 2021. All right, so with that being said, we've been looking at the psychological iceberg for success. And, I mentioned earlier that we've made it to the top of the water, right? All of the sessions prior to this session have dealt with these elements that are under the water. And like I said, our final episode for this series is going to be a recap. So I'm not going to go through the entire recap right now. But what we've done thus far is that we've answered these 6 questions that were under the water. And the reason that they're under the water is because no one can see this, right? The outside world can't see if you've made the decision to start. They can't see who you are. They can't see your personality. They can't see that. They can't see if you're crystal clear on what you want. And if you have a strong understanding of when do you want something and as it relates to goals. And they can't see if you're clear on why something's important to you, or if you have a game plan or a map. They can't see any of that stuff. But what they can is your level of consistency. They can see how consistent you are in the things that you do, how consistent you are in, building business, how consistent you are in working with clients, how consistent are you in closing deals, how consistent are you in making phone calls, how consistent are you in understanding the elements of this business and growing. So this is what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about what you present to the world, what you show to the world. And the belief is this: if you deal with the stuff that's under the water, then being consistent is the easy part. The reality is that most people feel like it is such a humongous issue, being consistent. We call it, or we'll use the word discipline. Right? We feel like discipline is so hard. Being a disciplined person, or being consistent in consistently doing things that we want to do, that we've decided within ourselves we're going to do it, and then consistently doing it and sticking to it and committing to it. It is such a challenge for us. And I believe it has to do with the fact that we are not consistent. The fact that we haven't dealt with the things that are under the iceberg, right? So we're going to talk about that stuff today. All right. So one of the things that I want us to take a look at is there's a process that I do on a weekly basis that helps with consistency of all things, right? And before you even really get into this weekly process, you first got to find comfort in who you are, based on the things that we've done, right? You got to find comfort in knowing who you are as a person. You got to consistently revisit what you ultimately want, why you want it, as well as the categories that matter to you, right? And as a part of this weekly planning process, this is something that we emphasize, that is emphasized in this process, right? The beginning part of the process has to do with you on a weekly basis revisiting what matters to you. And this is actually something that I do on every week. Mondays are typically my days where I sit down, I connect to what matters to me. I look at my ultimate vision. I look at my ultimate purpose. I remind myself of who I am. I see, I just really kind of connect with myself, right? So it starts there, and then I get into focusing on those vital areas of my life and my work. Those are the categories, right? I have 9 categories. And before I begin determining what I'm going to do for the upcoming week, I got to make sure everything that's on that to-do list has to line up somewhere under one of those categories. And if it doesn't, there's no need for it to be on the list. See, that's how you get rid of stuff killing your time. A lot of times people aren't consistent is because they're trying to do too much, right? They're trying to do stuff that really doesn't matter to them. And you got to get rid of that. You got to get rid of those things that are just sucking your time away so you can have your time freed up to really do the stuff that matters. That's a big element of being consistent, right? Then after you do that, through this process, this weekly planning process, you gotta have a process in place on how you structure determining the specific items that you're going to focus on going into the next week, right? So most of us, we're talking about being consistent, but we don't even plan our week. We don't plan our week, let alone plan our day. Now, a lot of people try to plan your day, but it's difficult to plan your day when you're taking it one step at a time. If you can't take a step back and see the larger view of how it all connects, which is what weekly planning does, it says, okay, you're taking a 7-day period and you're asking yourself within these 7 days, what is it that I want to achieve based off of the stuff that matters to me, then now when you hit it every single day, it's just a matter of what did I achieve today, right? All right, and then what I didn't achieve today, or what do I need to achieve tomorrow? It'll literally take about 15 minutes. When I plan my week, that process probably takes about between 1 to 2 hours. But guess what? We're planning a 7-day window. So if it takes me 2 hours to plan a 7-day window, when I begin to execute, it's smooth as pie, right? And that's a big thing that fuels that consistency that we're talking about as it relates to the top of the iceberg. People see me and they're like, man, how do you get so much stuff done, right? How do you have so much energy? And it's because of this. It's because of the foundational stuff. It's because I've dealt with the stuff under that water. And I'm clear on all of those elements. And I have techniques and strategies in place, like the weekly planning process and the RPM, which we talked about last time we met. I have these things in place. So I'm not superhuman. I'm not special. I'm not a genius. All I've done is I've identified strategies and techniques and I use them. And because of that, I'm able to get the results that I want and live a fulfilled life, which is what we want. We want to be happy, we want to be fulfilled, and we want to be driven. And that's the kind of life that I'm living, and you can live like that too. That's why the psychological iceberg is so key. So we want to be consistent, and we want to be consistent on how we plan and how we work our week. Okay, so planning is very important. And then the final thing is that as you plan, you want to consistently create RPM blocks. And if you're not familiar with what RPM is, then I ask you to go back to episode 155 because we went into detail, and RPM stands for Rapid Planning Method. It is a results-driven, it's a results-oriented, purpose-driven, massive action plan. It's a way for how you can operate to achieve the results that you're looking to achieve and be able to do it on a daily basis, right? Again, to get you to that point to where you're living a happy, fulfilled, driven life. So when people see the top of that iceberg, then they'll see you being consistent in the elements of what matters and what's important to you by doing these things. So now most of you know this is stuff that we go into heavy detail in when it comes to our coaching sessions, because clearly it's not enough time for me to really dig in 30 minutes, an hour, however long our Create Your New Lives are. So that's why it's paramount that you take advantage of the coaching sessions and you be consistent with them on a weekly basis so we can continue to power through and help get you to the next phase. With that being said, like I said, we're heading a bridge version today because from a timing standpoint, utilizing Zoom. What I may end up doing is transfer everything to Zoom. We haven't done it yet, but we're probably more than likely going to be doing that going into 2021. And then we won't have these timing issues as we move forward. It looks like our next session, we're going to see if it's going to be on Easy Talks. If not, then we'll be back on Zoom, but we'll see if Easy Talks got their situation worked out. All right, next week, psychological, we're gonna do a final recap of everything next week. So that's gonna be cool. With that being said, let me go ahead and do a couple of, let's see, last reminders. One is that you guys get continuing education credit every time you come on board if you're a realtor. So when it's time to renew that license, the one thing you ain't got to worry about is that collective education credit, right? You just got to be able to see your face and you got to stay on the entire time. All right. Also, if you see something as you're looking at this video or this broadcast, and it really, I've mentioned to you about our one-on-one coaching, our mentor program, our study halls. These are all things that are open to affiliate members and agent members of Brooks and Davis. They're not open to just all realtors. So if you want to learn more about that stuff and you want to get access to it, then I encourage you to go to the link and schedule an online or in-person company introduction, and you can learn more about it. And then the final thing before we go, social media. It's the best way to stay connected through our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, and through all the other personal mechanisms where we are less engaged. I'm constantly posting stuff, great content, great material, videos, all kinds of things we're posting on social media, and we're staying engaged. All right, with that being said, look, man, I'm glad y'all came on. I know this one moved kind of fast because of the platform we had to utilize today, but you all know how to get me. If you have questions, you have comments or anything, please feel free to reach out to me and I will definitely get you taken care of. With that being said, let me get my music on. No, we are out of here today. We had a great session, great Create Your New Life, dealing with the consistency of the psychological iceberg for success. You know, we talked about consistent work and how it leads to success. We talked about the biggest mountain that Brooks and Davis wants to climb. We also talked about some great events coming up. So definitely take advantage. With that being said, I'm your host, Michael G. Davis, broker, CEO, looking to coach you into the cosmos. It's time to take off. You guys have a great Thanksgiving. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.